Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to OhioEPA's Encouraging Environmental Excellence Award Ceremony. My name is Dan Sowery, and I'm the Assistant Chief over the Office of Compliance Assistance and Pollution Prevention in the Division of Environmental and Financial Assistance here at OhioEPA, and I'll be moderating today's ceremony. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a few items to help you participate. On this slide, you will see a screenshot of an example of an attendee interface. You should see something that looks like this on the right-hand side of your computer desktop. For this webinar, you are listening in using your computer audio. If you're having any sound issues, try refreshing your browser. And if that doesn't work, log off, log back in, or check your computer's audio settings. Please feel free to submit questions to our staff by typing them into the questions pane on your control panel. You may send questions in at any time during the presentation. If we do not answer your question during the event, we will reach out to you via email following today's ceremony. Today's presenters are Jerry Rao, Chief of the Division of Environmental and Financial Assistance, Director Lori Stevenson, Frank Basting, Supervisor over our Sustainability Unit, and myself. To get things started, I'm going to turn it over to Jerry Rao, Chief of the Division of Environmental and Financial Assistance, for today's welcome and introductions.
Well, thanks, Dan. And to everyone participating, I want to thank you for joining us today and welcome you to our first virtual E3 award ceremony. Today's E3 award ceremony is being conducted as part of our first virtual Compliance Assistance Conference, and we're about halfway through the 3 weeks worth of power-packed sessions, and so far, the conference has been fantastic. If you're with us for the first time, check out the recorded sessions that have already been held and register for some of the remaining sessions of the Virtual Compliance Assistance Conference. The Encouraging Environmental Excellence, or E3 program, recognizes organizations who reduce waste, improve efficiency, and work to continuously improve as an environmental steward. The program has a four-level approach, starting out at achievement, then silver, gold, and the highest level of platinum. The program provides recognition to Ohio businesses, trade associations, local governments, and others completing environmentally beneficial activities. Any business or organization in Ohio may apply for E3 recognition. Applications are accepted annually and include both written and on-site evaluations using 19 environmental stewardship criteria developed by OhioEPA. I want to encourage anyone participating or listening in that is interested in applying to reach out to our staff for more information. It is very important to us at OhioEPA that we recognize awardees in a big way, and we usually do it as part of our Compliance Assistance Conference or our Sustainability Conference. Today, we've got two groups of E3 awardees that we're recognizing. The first group was previously sent letters of congratulation by the director on Earth Day, and we want to re-recognize them today in conjunction with the Virtual Compliance Assistance Conference. The second group is our 2020 E3 award winners, which we're thrilled to recognize for the first time today. Since becoming chief of the division last year, I've been really impressed with the E3 program, and I'm truly excited to be part of the recognition ceremony this year. Every one of these award winners have been through a rigorous review process by our staff and are excellent examples of the great environmental stewardship that is being performed in Ohio. Now, some of you may know that prior to becoming director of OhioEPA, Director Stevenson had two positions here. She was Deputy Director of Business Relations, and she was also Chief of DEFA, where she oversaw this very program, and so it is very near and dear to her, and we're very lucky to have her with us today. So now it's my pleasure and my great privilege to introduce to you the Director of OhioEPA, Director Lori Stevenson.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Jerry, for the intro. Thanks, Dan. Hello, everyone out there. I can't see you, but I know you're out there. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. It's an exciting day. It's different for all of us that we're doing this virtually. Under any other circumstances, we'd be together in person at our large conference, shaking your hands and giving out flags and plaques and interacting with you personally. And for some of you, I would be at your facilities actually looking at leadership and action related to sustainability. But we're adapting and we're doing our best to make sure we acknowledge you through this ceremony today. So I'm super excited to be here. Super excited to hear more about what everyone is doing and what the future holds for you and for us. Jerry, I appreciate the intro again, and you are right. This is really near and dear to my heart. What we do in DEFA and through OCAP related to compliance assistance and sustainability, it's really important. And whenever I get out and talk to anyone about my philosophy, kind of our core mission within Ohio EPA, certainly one side of the house is related to environmental compliance and regulations and permitting and enforcement, and that's important, it's necessary. But from my perspective as well, equally important is our responsibility to be helpful and to do outreach and work with businesses to help them get from point A to point B, to get in compliance, to stay in compliance, to stay on the right path. But even beyond that is really to assist them on their journey towards sustainable practices and assisting them in that way too. And this award ceremony is just one example of how we feel we can play at least a small part in recognizing your efforts in the leadership across Ohio in the world of sustainability. So we're excited to be here under the E3 program. You know, our efforts in this area really do go back many, many years. And I know I have several people on my team listening in who have been around since the beginning. And I really want to appreciate their efforts, their contribution, their perseverance, and their singular focus on pollution prevention, sustainability, and really supporting businesses and organizations, again, in their journey. So our first awards, I have a few notes here in front of me. Our first awards were actually issued in 1986, recognizing what we called our pollution prevention awards under the governor at that time. And so fast forward to today, we still have a very robust program called our E3 program. And we have recognized hundreds of businesses and organizations throughout Ohio for their efforts over the past many years. So just as a few examples, Jerry mentioned the different tiers that we have under the program. So since the E3 program was really kind of stood up and rebranded, we have recognized so far 12 platinum level recipients, 49 gold level recipients, 38 silver level recipients, and 80 achievement level recipients. Overall, 137 individual organizations across Ohio have been recognized at one or more of these levels. And over the past year or so, we actually expanded the program to start looking at achievements in our educational system. So we added another track to acknowledge schools and educational institutions for their important role and contribution in helping shape the future of sustainability. So we're super excited about that as well. So we learn and progress as we go, and we build the program and expand it. But today we're here to honor you in your efforts, in your achievements. And I will just leave you with a final thought. I think all of you out there who we are acknowledging today are doing with Ohio EPA. You do this because it's part of your core philosophy as organizations, and it's part of how your mission and your vision. And so we want to thank you for that. We thank you for your leadership, for your contribution, and again, just for your extraordinary efforts to make Ohio really shine as a place where we look and act and move towards the future. And we're doing so in a way that is beneficial, not only for the environment, but for all of the citizens of Ohio. So thank you so much. I look forward to the rest of the presentation. And Dan, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to you.
Sounds great. Thank you, Director. Now I'd like to introduce Frank Basting. He's the supervisor of our sustainability unit to provide a brief overview of the E3 recognition program. Frank?
Well, thank you, Dan, and good afternoon, everyone. As the director previously mentioned, Ohio EPA has been recognizing Ohio businesses and organizations for their environmental achievements for over 30 years. Our current Encouraging Environmental Excellence, or E3 program, focuses on exceptional achievements in environmental stewardship. We consider environmental stewardship activities to be those that reduce an organization's impact on the environment beyond what is required by law. We recognize those activities that produce a better environment, conserve natural resources, and result in long-term economic benefits. In keeping with the encouraging aspect of the program, we recognize organizations with 4 levels of awards, each level requiring more sophisticated and effective environmental stewardship programs and activities. Currently, the 4 levels are designated as Achievement, Silver, Gold, and Platinum. It is our hope that our recognition program will incentivize applicants to continue developing their environmental programs and return for recognition at higher levels as their programs mature. Our Achievement Level Award recognizes applicants that have completed environmentally beneficial activities. Applications for achievement recognition are accepted year-round, and recognition is provided continually through the mail. Our Silver Level Award recognizes organizations that have demonstrated outstanding environmental achievements brought about through developing their own environmental stewardship programs. Our Gold Level Award recognizes organizations that have incorporated a proven and comprehensive environmental stewardship program and have demonstrated successful stewardship achievements. Our Top Tier Platinum Award recognizes organizations that have met the gold level requirements and have expanded their stewardship activities to beyond their facility. We look specifically for organizations that have successfully demonstrated that their environmental stewardship efforts have improved the social well-being of their local community, region, or larger geographic area, and can further demonstrate how these efforts result in long-term societal benefits. While our 4-level approach to recognizing businesses and organizations has been successful, we understand that some organizational sectors are succeeding with environmental stewardship in areas our program did not necessarily recognize. To that end, we recently launched the Encouraging Environmental Excellence in Education, or E4, recognition program, specifically for K-12 schools, both public and private, for their achievements in environmental stewardship and their efforts to educate their students on environmental topics. For local governments and communities, we will soon launch our new Encouraging Environmental Excellence in Communities, or E3C, recognition program. Please visit our awards program webpage for details, as the program will be formally announced soon. And with that announcement, I will turn the presentation over to Dan Sowery to begin today's award ceremony.
Thank you, Frank. First, let's recognize the Earth Day 2020 E3 award recipients. As mentioned earlier, we had planned to recognize these award winners at our spring compliance conference. Unfortunately, due to the COVID response, the conference was canceled just days before it was about to begin. We were able to recognize these awardees several weeks later, where the director sent out recognition letters. Then a few months later, we were able to send each awardee their E3 flags and plaques when our office was temporarily reopened. Today, we would like to again recognize these previous cycle awardees. Our Earth Day Silver Level awardees include Bendix Commercial Vehicle Systems, located in Elyria, Ohio. Bendix Commercial Vehicle Systems develops and supplies safety system technologies and air brake charging and control system components for trucks and buses. They're being recognized for waste diversion, strong recycling program, organics pilot program, and energy efficiency improvements. Next is Cooper Farms, located in Fort Recovery, Ohio. Cooper Farms is a diverse, vertically integrated agricultural company working with turkeys, swine, and chicken. They're being recognized for their waste diversion and composting efforts, recycling programs, and reuse of truck air fillers. Next up is CSA Group, located in Cleveland, Ohio. CSA Group has two functioning units, a not-for-profit standards development organization and a for-profit third-party global testing, inspection, and certification division. They're being recognized for their well-developed sustainability team, zero waste to landfill program, local business partnerships to increase recycling, projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and financial incentives to employees to purchase hybrid and electric vehicles. Next is NASA Glenn Research Center, located in Cleveland, Ohio. NASA Glenn Research Center is a research campus that designs and develops technology to advance NASA's missions in aeronautics and space exploration, including aerial monitoring of algal blooms in Lake Erie and developing more efficient aircraft propulsion systems to reduce fuel demands. They're being recognized for energy reduction initiatives, water use reduction projects, their significant recycling rate, and wooden pallet processing for mulch use. Last but certainly not least is Allen Oakwood Correctional Facility, located in Lima, Ohio. Allen Oakwood Correctional Facility is being recognized for installing energy-efficient upgrades, water use reduction projects, near zero waste to landfill operations, reducing food generation and food waste generation and composting on site. Our Earth Day Gold Level awardees include the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, located in Columbus, Ohio. OSU's Wexner Medical Center is a multidisciplinary academic medical center. They're being recognized for their Sustainability Council and Green Team, zero waste to landfill achievements, environmental purchasing programs, energy efficiency projects, composting operations, green infrastructure development, and recycling and reuse programs. Next is Sterling Ultra Cold, a division of Global Coaling located in Athens, Ohio. Sterling Ultra Cold is an ultra-low temperature freezer manufacturer and seller known for their Stirling engine technology to efficiently maintain temperatures at or below minus 112 degrees Fahrenheit. They're being recognized for their zero waste policy, including no waste to incineration or waste to energy, redesigning packaging to use fewer materials, upgraded energy efficient lighting, refurbishing units to extend their useful life, and matching 100% of its electricity usage to wind generation credits. Next up is Akron Engineering Bureau, or Akron Waterways Renewed. Akron Waterways Renewed is an outreach program to control overflows from combined sewers, make wet weather improvements at the water reclamation facility, and make improvements throughout their collection system. They're being recognized for their public outreach program, working with Akron schools and area construction firms and local unions to provide opportunities for resident students interested in STEM and vocational studies, installing energy-efficient turbo blowers using magnetic bearings, and using anaerobic digesters to process wastewater for ultimate land application and producing electricity for on-site use. Next, we have First Solar Inc., PGT 2, located in Walbridge, Ohio. This is an expansion to First Solar's 2016 E3 Gold winning. They're being recognized for adopting environmental stewardship best practices, including module and submodule recycling processes, their wastewater treatment process, certification to ISO management standards, robust recycling practices, and installing LED lighting. Next, we have Kenworth Truck Company, located in Chillicothe, Ohio. Kenworth Truck Company is a manufacturer of heavy and medium-duty trucks. They are being recognized for becoming a zero waste to landfill facility, reducing waste generated, initiating a returnable rack program that has eliminated tons of cardboard waste, switching to LED lighting, staggering air conditioning set points, and turning off half of the rooftop HVAC systems during weekends to significantly reduce energy use. Our Earth Day Platinum level awardees include the Cleveland Metro Parks. The Cleveland Metro Parks consist of more than 23,000 acres in 18 locations. Their mission is to conserve significant natural resources and enhance people's lives by integrating high-quality outdoor education, recreation, and zoological opportunities into people's lives. They are being recognized for utilizing an internal working group to explore, fund, and implement sustainable practices throughout the park system, completing conservation and education programs for 1.4 million visitors a year, building a LEED Gold certified watershed stewardship center, teaching visitors about green infrastructure, completing habitat restoration, and creating a sustainable best practices guide to train new staff. Next up, we have Cleveland Clinic. The Cleveland Clinic is a nonprofit academic medical center that integrates clinical and hospital healthcare services with research and education. It's the second largest employer in the state of Ohio and is an Energy Star partner, a member of the Practice Green Health, the U.S. Green Building Council, and Sustainable Cleveland 2019. The clinic's Better Buildings Challenge goal is to reduce energy intensity by 20% from 2010 to 2020. In addition to these activities, they're being recognized for their emphasis on recycling, energy demand reduction, green infrastructure, and work to create environmental improvements throughout their community, their culture of conservation expressed through major programs and everyday interactions with their caregivers and sponsorship of a community's farmers market that provides healthy food alternatives and shares their sustainable story to inspire others in the community. And last but certainly not least in this category, the Ford Motor Company Lima Engine Plant. The Lima Engine Plant produces internal combustion engines for use in the assembly of motor vehicles. The operations at the facility include metal machining, assembly, and testing, and they're being recognized for zero waste to landfill activities, a new process system that reduces chemical, water, electricity, compressed air, and CO2 usage, extensive recycling, geothermal energy use, wildlife habitat enhancement, sustainable supply chain requirements, and MakerFest, a career job fair and workshop for high school students focusing on STEM careers. And now for our newest Encouraging Environmental Excellence Award winners, we have two E3 Silver Level Award winners being recognized for outstanding achievements in environmental stewardship. First up is Charter Steel, located in Fostoria, Ohio. Charter Steel manufactures steel bar, rod, and wire products. They're being recognized for incorporating sustainable materials into shipping practices, completing energy efficient practices, and improving the efficiency of treatment systems. They reuse shipping supplies and return spacers used in shipping back to the supplier for reuse. They've reduced water, energy, and chemical usage in their pickling line while reducing both air emissions and wastewater. The use of durable matting has reduced their solid waste generation and saves approximately $1,500 worth of plywood each month. Energy efficiency improvements include the installation of speed doors to conserve building heat as forklifts go in and out in cold months, retrofitting their lighting to LEDs, and implementing a facility-wide energy efficiency program, reducing utility usage. Employee and management teams are actively involved in improving environmental issues at the facility. Next, we have OhioHealth Riverside Methodist Hospital located in Columbus, Ohio. OhioHealth Riverside Methodist Hospital is a teaching hospital with more than 1,000 beds. They're being recognized for sustainable practices, energy efficiency, and waste diversion. Their sustainability efforts include the use of green teams, environmentally responsible commuting, reprocessing medical devices, recycling, composting, a green roof and rain garden, energy efficiency, and outreach. In 2019, the hospital initiated a new sustainability program in partnership with Smart Columbus, focusing on reducing use of single occupancy vehicles through sustainable commuting. Riverside installed 16 electric vehicle charging stations for visitors and purchased its first EV for hospital use. Riverside purchases reprocessed durable medical devices and products, diverting 6,000 pounds from the landfill and realizing a 23% cost savings over purchasing disposable equipment. The use of reusable sharps containers diverted 120,000 pounds of material from the landfill. They have demonstrated a successful recycling and composting program as well. 3 E3 Gold Level Award winners are being recognized for their comprehensive environmental stewardship programs. First, we have Timken Steel's water treatment plant located in Canton, Ohio. Timken Steel's water treatment plant receives wastewater from 3 Timken Steel plants, treats this water, and returns the clean water back to the steel plants for continued use. They're being recognized for their continued environmental stewardship in the areas of reduced chemical use and specialized recycling. The water plant team optimized the water treatment program to reduce chemical usage, saving $30,000 annually and reducing filter cake generation by 35% for over 2 million pounds annually. They were able to collect and send iron-rich materials from their filter cake to Belden brick for use as a raw material input, and worked with another company to reduce 1,000 additional tons of iron from their wastewater filter cake that normally would have gone to a landfill. Next, we have Vallourec Star, located in Youngstown, Ohio. Vallourec Star is a steel foundry that manufactures seamless steel tubular products for the energy industry. They're being recognized for energy and water use reduction and specialized recycling. Using artificial intelligence, they reduced energy consumption in their electric arc furnace, saving $275,000 annually. They purchased 86% of their power from zero carbon emitting sources and recycle 45,000 gallons of wastewater per year. They have also reduced water consumption by approximately 160 gallons per product ton. The facility recycles 100% of mill scale generated, resulting in over 20,000 tons of mill scale waste diverted from the landfill, with savings over $520,000 each year. Additionally, more than 117,000 tons of slag and over 15,000 tons of baghouse dust are recycled each year. An employee-led initiative has resulted in diverting more than 3 tons of plastic waste from the landfill each year through refurbishing and remanufacturing efforts. And our last in this category is Whirlpool Corporation Findlay Operations. Whirlpool Corporation Findlay Operations manufactures the world's leading major home appliances. They're being recognized for waste diversion, alternative energy use, and reduced resource use. Every employee is tasked to help the plant achieve environmental key performance indicators and to do their part to help the plant continually achieve environmental excellence. The plant recycles more than 120,000 pounds of low-density polyethylene and has installed 2 wind turbines, offsetting 12% of the facility's electric usage. The plant is operating at more than 98% waste diversion and is replacing propane-powered forklifts with electric and automated guided vehicles. A new production line was able to obtain reusable or returnable containers for all parts suppliers in North America. 3 E3 Platinum Level Award winners are being recognized for their gold level activities and their improvements to the social well-being of their local community. First up is the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden. The Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden is the 2nd oldest zoo in the United States and has a goal to be the world's first zoo to achieve net zero energy, waste, and water status by 2025. They're being recognized for LEED certified exhibits, renewable energy generation and use, neighborhood educational and support programs, and local natural improvement. In 2018, the zoo initiated the More Home to Roam, $150 million capital improvement effort focusing on increasing rainwater collection and reuse, energy efficiency, composting, and waste diversion. The zoo has offered neighborhood families after-school environmental education programs, assists local parks with landscaping and developing pollinator gardens, and has provided updated LED lighting for use in nearby neighborhood homes and public areas. Next, we have Denison University, located in Granville, Ohio. Denison University is a liberal arts college founded in 1831 and is being recognized for environmental community support and education, including development of natural areas and promoting pollinator habitats. Since 2008, Denison University has included sustainability as one of its goals and promotes a multidisciplinary approach to sustainability that balances environmental, economic, and social responsibility. In 2017 and 2018, Denison hosted student climate conferences about solar efforts in communities with Oberlin, Kenyon, Wooster, Ohio Wesleyan, Dayton, Ohio State, and Otterbein University representatives and the Ohio Environmental Council. Denison worked with local environmental groups to coordinate community environmental stewardship efforts and helped establish Newark's Canal Market District and the Spring Valley Nature Preserve. Denison's guide for establishing solar pollinator habitats in Ohio is considered a best practice in the solar industry. Denison students have been active volunteers, contributing 35,000 hours of community service each year. The last organization to be recognized this afternoon is Marathon Findlay Office Complex. Marathon Findlay Office Complex received E3 Silver in 2013 and E3 Gold in 2016. It is the corporate headquarters for Marathon Petroleum Company, LP. They're being recognized for promoting local recycling, green space development, environmental cleanup activities, tree planting, and local food donation. They host an annual Recycling Week celebration for employees and the community that now includes a pharmaceutical take-back program. Marathon Findlay supports community involvement, and their employees have participated in Blanchard River cleanups, Adopt a Highway cleanups, trash pickups at Hancock County parks, and seed collection events to establish a grassland corridor with Hancock County Park District. Marathon Findlay converted 2.5 acres of concrete within their campus to a green space and planted over 10,000 trees, shrubs, and plants. The green space includes 8,000 square feet of native plants that make up a pollinator garden and further assist with stormwater management. An ongoing partnership allows weekly food donation to the Findlay City Mission and has resulted in 12,217 meals donated and distributed. Each of our Platinum Award recipients were invited to submit award acceptance videos. Those that we have received will be made available to all of today's attendees via email following today's presentation. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. Congratulations to all of our award winners. I encourage anyone interested in our E3 program to share your environmental stewardship and sustainability efforts through our next cycle of the awards program. For more information about the application process and submission deadlines, please visit the web link provided. Thank you, Director Stevenson, Chief Rao, and Frank Basting for participating in today's event. And now I'm going to turn the program back over to Director Stevenson for her closing remarks.
All right. Well, wow, I can say that. That pretty much sums up just how I'm feeling about what I've seen and heard today. And really nothing else to add, Dan, except just to echo your thanks to everyone for not only joining us today. Congratulations to all the award winners. We deeply, deeply appreciate your efforts, your leadership, and working in partnership with us so that we can acknowledge your efforts through our program. It's an honor for us to be here and work with you. I want to thank my team behind the scenes who work very, very hard to review applications. I think it is a labor of love for them. They really enjoy what they do. They enjoy learning about what you're doing and really enjoy this part of their job. I think if they were all on screen, they would tell you it's one of the best parts of what they do. And certainly one of the best parts of my job is just to, again, acknowledge the leadership across the board in Ohio from, as you can see, your smallest entities all the way up to our largest organization. So I think the message is sustainability and sustainable practices across a wide spectrum. So if you're just out there kind of listening in, just to gather information about the program, hopefully you're inspired by what you've heard today. And part of, I think, our goal here is to help create those connections and facilitate those relationships. So if there's someone you want to get in touch with and learn more about what they're doing, I'm sure our award winners would be more than happy to share their stories of success with anyone who's interested. So again, we very much thank everyone for joining us today. We look forward to the future and working further with all of you to either bring you into the program or to take you to the next level in our program. So this is an ongoing relationship. You have our ongoing commitment to work with you throughout the entire process. And hopefully when we all get on the other side of where we're at today, we'll have the opportunity to celebrate together in person some way, somehow in the future. So with that, I think, Dan, I turn it back over to you.
Yes, thank you, Director Stevenson. Should anyone have questions about today's presentation, please don't hesitate to send them to either Frank Basting or Mike Kelly at the email addresses on the slide. Once you leave today's webinar, you will receive a survey on the presentation, and we would appreciate it if you would complete that and provide your feedback. We value your feedback, and we greatly appreciate it if you let us know how we're doing and let us know if there's anything that we can do to further assist you. We will also follow up with anyone who has submitted questions about the E3 program after today's session. Be sure to check out our upcoming webinars as part of Ohio EPA's Virtual Compliance Assistance Conference. And with that, thanks again, congratulations to all the award winners, and have a great day.